You know, real schoolers, on a nice summer's eve like this, I like to just stare up at the sky and wonder, where did it all begin? And by it, I mean the amazing career of Ridley Scott. I mean, this guy can do it all. Roman epics, feminist suicide flicks. Hell, he can even make Nick Cage look good. Then I remember it was none of those. It's because he was one of the godfathers of dark science fiction films. And then I think to myself, with filmmakers like Ridley Scott out there, how do guys like James Cameron even get attention? And then the stars give me the answer. Terminator 2 was awesome. This is real school.
There's a starman waiting in the sky.
I don't know if I'm alone in this, but you know when you watch a sci-fi movie from the 70s or even earlier, and you look at the film and you think to yourself, even though the costume designer and artistic director wanted to make it look futuristic, it still looks like it's from the 70s? Hey, I'm pretty sure that android's wearing bell-bottoms. One of the true visionaries that was able to escape that trap was Ridley Scott. There's no denying that Blade Runner is absolutely a timeless film, and it made Ridley Scott's career. The look of the film is absolutely amazing because even if you watch it today, it still looks like a possible future. It doesn't look dated at all. Did you know that the look that Daryl Hannah had in Blade Runner was actually her idea? Hannah came into her audition and noticed that all the other actresses were relatively normal looking, so she wanted to stand out. If only all her acting instincts could have been that smart. Scott once again brings an amazing pedigree and international cast, much like the original Alien. Charlize Theron heads the American component of the cast, playing the Ice Queen, Meredith Vickers. Huh. Ice Queen 2 films in a row for her. But it's the Brits that really lead the way, with amazing British character actors like Guy Pearce, Rafe Spall, and Idris Elba. The best Brit, or German-born Irish guy, well, let's just say amazing actor, had to be Michael Fassbender as the android David. If you're not a fan of Fassbender's acting skills after the countless number of films he's been in the last decade, first off, did you see him as Magneto? Cause dude is badass. Secondly, you will be after his performance as David.
Why do you think your people made me?
We made you because we could.
Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator? May I ask you something?
Please do.
How far would you go to get what you came all this way for? Your answers.
He shows such range in this character. Fear, love, malevolence, superiority, intellect, all wrapped up in this cold, robotic exterior. That's not easy to pull off. Fassbender reminded me a lot of Ian Holm's performance in the original Alien as the android Ash. In fact, I'm starting to look at Fassbender in a whole new light because he can turn in some real creepy performances. You know when you look at an actor and you think to yourself, yeah, dude's got issues. But for Fassbender, stealing the show from slimy alien parasites, bone-breaking tentacles, and giant super Goliath Martians, he's this episode's For the Win. Which I thought would have gone to co-writer Damon Lindelof. Lindelof, this genius but seemingly one-hit wonder, is the co-creator of Lost, which is one of the greatest science fiction shows ever made. But one of the major downsides to Prometheus is it suffered from the same problems that Lost often did. If you even missed one episode of that show, well, let's just say it was the most aptly named television program of all time. I still don't know why there were only 4 toes on the statue. But Prometheus at times was the same thing. It left you with as many questions as answers. There were really too many subplots going on at the same time, and it became confusing. Ultimately, however, it was the approach to Prometheus that really made it a little more original than the first Alien. It had a lot of layers. There was a very obvious subtext of existentialism throughout the entire film. Existentialism. A philosophical theory that emphasizes the individual as a free agent determining their own development through acts of will. Common existential questions include, why are we here, and why is Justin Bieber famous? But you know what? Unlike the original Alien, I love that it actually had a theme. It had depth. Couple that with great dialogue, solid performances from the entire cast, all the slithery aliens you could ever want, well, maybe not those ones, and the legendary visionary Scott behind the camera, and Prometheus wasn't earn it. Scott returned to his sci-fi roots decades later and created a different movie. But let's face it, he's decades older, so he's going to have more perspective and a different approach to filmmaking. So while yes, it may be a different film, it is still very much a sci-fi epic. And if you are an Alien fan, you should still enjoy it for what it is. Real Schoolers, that's it, but I want to leave you with two things. A poll question, which we haven't done in a while. What is your favorite Ridley Scott film? There are tons to choose from. And two, don't forget about School Night. It's coming up in less than a week. Thursday, June 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, broadcasting live from blogtv.com. So leave your answers to the poll question below. Make sure you go to blogtv.com on Thursday night. I hope to chat with all of you. And until next time, school's out.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. Oh, oh, I leaned back on my radio. Oh, oh, some cat was laying down some rock and roll, that is all he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade.